I'm setting the watch like Tense McGee. MDNHDs, I'm on a road, kid, active, attractive, hella focus. No mystery, I know you heard of me, cause the name ring bells like I lost the key. Back when I was skating, ain't no fool, now I see the stage up, be like, oh, cool. Sky, girl behold the light, like a crying for the moon. Never-ending round, forgot what I want, never held my heart to me. That's why I go forward, don't look back. I can't believe in the path I'm on. Faith, pride, so what do I have to be? Never stop, just go. I don't care how many more gotta get. Bearing the pale fire, I'm going out for as I can. I hope my path will be a guideline for someone to follow. The roar of the storm. Burns my eyes, what a strange descent, sound becomes hot again. Never-ending wide, forgot what I want, is this Arcadia?
Coffee, 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 coffee. Hello! What is up, my friend? How are you? Coffee, 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 coffee. Under say goodbyes. Da 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 da. Burning pale fire. What's going on with your eyes? I hope that fucking feels better soon. That's fucking shitty. Have you been like getting enough sleep or like did you get something in your eyes? I think I got something in my eyes last night. I was like taking like a nice hot bath and I got like a new bath oil and it was like, don't get it in your eyes. Oh, fucking oil in the air? Yeah. Oh lord, yeah. Fuck that. That's yucky. And the worst part is you probably weren't able to shut your door to block it out, were you? Crack a window or something? I mean, yeah, like what else can you do, really? Shut a door or open a window. But even then, that only does so much. He who nope. Oop. What the fuck? Hold on. I think I broke something. This. There we go. Okay. Do I have the fan on? I don't have the fan on. No wonder I'm already overheating. Hold on. I'm back. I was overheating. I had to put cold water on my ears. That's the secret trick. Hold on. Let me move over so I can be nice and next to you guys. Beep boop. Beep boop. You know, maybe I could zoom out a little. You know, show a little more tonight. Why not? Why not? Let's do this. Show a little bit of, I want to get the jorts in there, though, you know? People. How am I doing? I am doing pretty fucking good. Okay, I'm kind of blocking your chat message. I'm gonna step it down a little bit. I'm doing good. A little uncalibrated. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna do some fucking game dev is kind of the plan right now. And I'm just gonna drag my music over to that tab and close Twitter. We don't need any distractions here. I'm doing good. We are kind of marching towards the tail end of Urchin's Falls development. As you can see from this little sidebar here, I am a 9-banded armadillo. I am hairy and I do scream, but I'm not a hairy screaming armadillo, unfortunately. They're pretty awesome though, right? Yeah, so we've got a lot of shit to do. And right here in my notes, I have the 5 things that we have to do before... I just knocked so much stuff over. I caught it, though. We have to finish the info on the Shiotic race, character building guide, spell targeting, status effects, and elements out of combat. So that's 5 things, if we break it into singular tasks. And in order of importance, let's start up with something a little easier. So we have the elements and spells section, which talks about the different, you know, elements and whatnot. You know what? I should do spell properties, shapes, and targeting. I feel like it should be there. Spells. Elements and spells. Shapes and targeting. Actually, no. Any, like, major reformatting, I'm just gonna save for testing. I need to stop moving shit around and just start writing things. But we have all the info on all the races, except for Pureblood Chasses. I need to add a bit of lore to them. Let's move that down so it doesn't do that. Yeah, I'm so excited to, like, get this out and put it in people's hands. Like, holy fuck. Like, I'm sure y'all are excited to play this game. Yo, like, I'm just excited to fucking have players. Oh my god. I'm thrilled. I'm absolutely thrilled. I'm just gonna keep increasingly getting larger. There we go. No, I'm so hyped. Get the fuck out of your double tap screen to show menu. I'm a real professional VTuber, you guys. Immersion? Yeah, that's my strong suit. Are you kidding me? Hold on. This song means the volume goes up. Fucking groove. To the finish line. Everywhere you look, he's right on time. Postmarks. Ringmasters, Star Chasers, Vanguards. Random page break. I'll worry about that later. I'm pretty sure I just wanted the weapons in their own section, but like... yeah, like fucking... whatever. Delete? Yeah, I'm sure that's fun. Rocco, have I seen the joy that is Barney Gutman? No, what the fuck is that? He gives me what I need. Here we go. Okay, so I'm writing little blurbs on each element right at the start. We have the chart that gives them all their zest. Bombastic and upfront, fire magic is best known for its explosive effects. By the way, I did mention all the spells are like in the document now last stream, right? I think so. I've not seen Devendia. I would like to. But we are going to be writing little blurbs for each of these that, as you'll see in the fire one, talk about their uses outside of combat, because that's important. And also highlighting a couple of spells that are kind of staples. So, for example, bombastic and upfront, fire magic is best known for its explosive effects. Channelers use this element of magic to freely manipulate heat, combustion, and ignition. Fire specialists release billowing flames that dance across the battlefield, melting their ways through hordes of enemies. Fire spells are often released by their channelers, and the music's too loud, isn't it? Let's put it down there. There we go. Now I can, like, hear myself think. How's that? We'll get there. Fire specialists release billowing flames that dance atop the battlefield, melting their ways through hordes of enemies. Fire spells are often released by their channelers in rapid, powerful bursts that can deal high amounts of damage to multiple targets at once. Some fire channelers have mastered a technique known as caloric calamity, a spell that allows them to set their metabolisms ablaze, enabling them to produce even more fire from within themselves, although once they run out of gas, they are prone to crashing and burning. Fire magic may be used outside of combat in everyday situations, such as for welding, cooking, heating, or baking. While many associate fire magic with immolation and incineration, it can also be used to direct heat away from a source, which has allowed for refrigeration technology to become lightweight and portable. People within the food, travel, or delivery industries will often gravitate towards learning fire magic for its versatility of uses. And I'm going to gravitate towards putting a lozenge in me so my throat doesn't dry out. There we go. Water magic. I don't know if I got to finish this one. Let's see. Well, the other elements are far from boring. It's hard to argue that any of them... You want to play a pasty chef who eats high-calorie foods to burn bitches? I mean, with the way that weapons work, you can have a frying pan totally be a weapon. That can just be your main weapon. That'll go under, like, Club's Light or something. And then a kitchen knife in the other hand. Or some shit. Or you use the fucking frying pan as, like, a shield. Making it a kitchen vanguard. And you've, like, this huge butcher's knife, and that's, like, your greatsword. I don't know. Why not? Goofy-ass anime shit is what this game's about. Water magic. While the other elements are far from boring, it's hard to argue that any of them are capable of making a splash quite like water magic does. It has a myriad of everyday uses outside of combat, arguably more so than... I'm going to say perhaps more so, since I haven't actually written them out yet. Perhaps more so than any other element. Water spells are favored by sailors, fishers, plumbers, and farmers, and have found use in fields of cooking, medicine, agriculture, and sanitation. It is even commonly used by flora and fauna in extreme environments such as the Thaddean Desert, allowing life to flourish where it may have otherwise been infeasible. Can you piss bend to cause someone internal damage? Not with a mono-elemental build, but I don't see why not. There's also, like... People can make custom spells. You can have them make someone pee their self spell. I'm not going to release it in, like, an official portfolio piece. Maybe I'll put it in an expansion. You know? Allowing it to flourish where it may have otherwise been infeasible. Okay, now I want to talk about its combat potentials. Though water may be... well known for its life-giving effects, it is just as effective when wielded as a destructive force. Let's say it is equally effective as a way to take lives, especially when wielded by a skilled channeler. Have these bitches in the deep ocean? That shit will kill you easy. Dark and water is a scary fucking combination, because dark is gravity magic, and I used the wrong type of dependent. Holy shit. Grammatical errors in my game? No. Fucked up. Evil. No, you. Fucking banger. Alright, water magic. Allowing life to flourish where it may have otherwise been infeasible. The water may be well known for its life-giving effects. It is equally effective as a way to take lives, especially when wielded by a skilled channeler. Let's do just as effective. What are the staple skills here? Sinkhole is a staple. Splash Blast, Rain of Pain. Yo, Happy New Year, Swiss! How the hell are you? Drowning Hold, Crashing Wave. Here we go. Water magic is... Oh my god! Thank you! Movie theater! Thank you so fucking much for the subscription, Swiss. Or should I call you not Swinger? Singer. It's the SW into another S, you know, something I word. The brain adds the W. Apologies. Thank you so much. They call me the drowning hole in under coffee. Please, sir. We're just starting. All right. Water magic is characterized by the variety of spells it has that strike groups of enemies while inflicting the soaked status effect. The little Swiss swinger. Fuck! Oh my god, fuck! No, wait, you actually wrote it that time, so it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna drink my water and, like, seethe and mold. Rocco far end? More like, Rocco hairline or some shit. I'm doing my best here. Fuck off, coffee. I, like, just peed, too. Oh, bleh, big chug. Water magic is fuck! Characterized by the variety of spells it has that strike that can be used to strike multiple enemies while inflicting them with the soaked status effect. The signature spell Siphon allows channelers to while inflicting them with the soaked status effect. While inflicting multiple of them with the soaked status effect. The signature spell Siphon allows channelers to reduce, reuse, and recycle removing this soaked state from targets in exchange for free spell slots that can be used to maintain a continuous current of chaos. A continuous current of chaos. Of cascading casts. A continuous current of cascading casts. There we go. I'm happy with that sentence. I'm really happy with that sentence. Continuous current of cascading casts. 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 Yeah, that one's, like, not super hard, but it's not super easy either, you know? It's definitely, like, a vocal warm-up. to maintain a continuous current of cascading casts. A continuous current of cascading casts. A continuous current of cascading casts. A continuing current of cascading... I'm out of air! I'm drowning! The spell Siphon allows channelers to reduce while inflicting multiple of them with the Soak status effect. The Sinkhole... More sipping? Motherfucker. Okay. More sipping. The Sinkhole spell can be used to set up a terrain effect that only grows larger over the course of a battle, threatening to drench and disable opponents. To drench, soak, and disable opponents. The spell Siphon allows channelers to reduce, reuse, and recycle, removing the soaked state from enemies. And recycle their water, removing the soaked state from enemies in exchange for free spell slots that can be used to maintain a continuous current of cascading casts. The uptime, the offensive uptime of a water channeler is nothing to sneeze at. And that's without... Aw, thanks for stopping by. I hope you have a great night. The offensive uptime of a water channeler is nothing to sneeze at, and that's without considering all of the spells they can use to drown their enemies. So we've gone about the out of combat and in combat uses. Really? I like memes. They're pretty alright, you know? I'm a bit of a meme enjoyer, as they say. You know? You have men drenched, soaked, and disabled once you're done with the damn coffee. That's a high volume discharge right there. And beautifully enough, the air magic starts on another page. Ain't that some shit? Air magic. What do we want to say about air magic? I hate you. Thank you, I practiced my water magic. This motherfucker right here, officer. That's the one. Air magic. What is there to say about air magic? Here we go. A straightforward weapon. Air magic is utilized to conjure cutting gales, sweeping maelstroms, and churning vortexes. Whether used to... Oh, I'll fucking take a look right now. Memes to look at. Shit posting. I know this meme. I like this meme. Hold on, let me pause the music. Reduce.
Reuse.
Just for you. Let me go to voice mod. Reduce. Reuse. Ekiki. Ekiki. Voice mod didn't turn. Voice mod, hello? Reduce. Reuse. Ekiki. Did it not work still? What the f-
Reduce. Reuse. Ekiki.
Only took like a million fucking tries and me turning on the preview function. Okay, I have to like fucking change something or other. But just for you. Ekiki. Ekiki. Hourly reminder to stretch. I'm not doing that. Nope. I just walked my dog before stream. And it's been 30 minutes. Liar. It's not been an hour. Maybe for those of you in chat it has, in which case I encourage you to stand up and... You know what? Actually, I'll do a quick stretch. Whether used to target one enemy or multiple, this discipline of magic can have devastating effects, especially on that motherfucking Invisalign check.
Bruh. Sloppy.
That shit is in. That shit is...
Sloppy. Sloppy.
It's sloppy. And in. This discipline of magic can have devastating effects, especially against unguarded flesh. Real hello. Audiobook confirmed? Yeah, no worries. I fucking appreciate you popping in and saying hi. I hope your audiobook goes well. What magic. Okay, what about air magic? Especially against unguarded flesh. Air magic is set apart by the variety of positional and mobility advantages it can provide. I mean, you already know the answer to that question, Coffee. I'm not huge into D&D, but I fuck with collaborative storytelling. Air magic is set apart by the variety of positional and mobility advantages that it can provide to its wielders with spells such as Whirlwind, Flash Step, and Fleetfoot. Whirlwind, Flash Step, and Fleetfoot, which can be used to reposition allies, teleport behind enemies, or extend their movement range. I think Hurricane Palm also. Yeah, puts a huge amount of space between you and the target. I think that's like the most knockback any skill has is Hurricane Palm. As well as Hurricane Palm, which can displace enemies or extend their movement range. How would you guys use air magic outside of combat? Air magic has several uses outside of combat, such as powering windmills, being used to power windmills, push sailboats and airships. Let's do steer sailboats and airships. And produce breathable oxygen at high altitudes and in the depths of space. Just in case you ever, like, end up in outer space, like, you can use air magic to just... Can't really do it underwater, though. I mean, you could, but good luck. Air magic has several uses outside of combat, such as being used to power windmills, steer sailboats and airships, and produce breathable oxygen at high altitudes and in the vacuum of space. It has a number of recreational uses, such as being wielded alongside woodwind instruments, chimes, or bells. Can you get high on air magic? Yeah, you could probably, like, fly around a little bit. Air magic has several uses outside of combat. It has a number of recreational uses, such as being wielded alongside woodwind instruments, chimes, or bells. Or to contain the airborne particles of recreational drugs. There you go. Is that what you were asking for, Coffee? Along, let's just say musical instruments. Musical instruments. It has a number of recreational uses, such as being wielded to play musical instruments, or to contain and reuse the airborne particles of recreational drugs that may have otherwise been lost. I'm glad that that's a thing that you wanted to hear. I don't know, maybe someone will make a stoner character who's like, hold on, fucking cast a vacuum. I didn't get it all yet. This is called world building. It's true. Like, you totally could. And probably would if you had an air mage, in all honesty. That may otherwise be lost when smoked. What other uses could air magic have outside of combat? Such as being used to power windmills, steer sailboats, and airships. Turn simple objects into parachutes for cliff diving, and producing breathable oxygen. Turning a regular sheet into a parachute for cliff diving. Should probably practice that one before trying it, you know? You should probably, you know? And producing breathable oxygen at high altitudes and in the vacuum of space. Temperature control would be fire magic. But you could, like, probably willingly suffocate someone by removing all the air from a room if you wanted. That's not going to be a spell that I'm going to put into the game, because that would be disgustingly overpowered in, like, any closed space ever. You know, assuming it has no... I feel like that would have to be important, is that this spell would do very little unless the room has literally zero ventilation, you know? You know what it would do, though, is it would require me to go to the Be Right Back screen, because I desperately have to pee, because coffee made me drink an entire fucking giant glass of water. So while I'm gone, consider checking out the fan art slideshow and supporting some of the original artists whose works are featured. And I will see you guys momentarily. Meet Morp, I'm back. I like swung over to take a look at what my sister was up to, and she was playing Triple Triad, and she's like, "Is there a way to turn off the Triple Triad music?" Which I don't know of it, but if you guys do, let me know. Okay. Oh, hello, Laurie. Happy New Year to you as well. I am... Let's see, what was I doing? I was writing blurbs for each of the different types of magic in the game. Laurie, I don't know if I've had the chance to show you this. I'm doing pretty damn well. I have been... Oh, the game I'm talking about? I was talking about Final Fantasy XIV, but the game I am working on is I'm making a tabletop game from scratch called Urchin's Fall. We're at 83 pages. How many words is this shit? Word count. It's like 28,000. But we've got custom setting, custom races, custom rules, custom combat system. I'm going to be releasing this bad boy for free. And we're kind of in like the last stretch until the public release. So right here I have a list of what we have to do before the game's ready. I need to make the character sheet, like actually make a fucking visual thing you can print out. As you can see, we have all the stats, the talents, all the rules for combat, hitting, spells, spell properties. I need to write spell targeting for how like area of effect spells work and where the anchor of that spell is. So basically, like, how does a ranged cone work? Because you have to spell these things out. Status effects, I need to write what status effect does what. I need to write the part where it explains how to create a character now that the, like, raw pieces are just, like, there. There's one race, which is this Shiosha, who are, like, the intentionally overpowered one. And I need to, like, finish writing the lore for them. I was doing a lot, but then I got distracted. We've got all the classes. We've got the weapons, all the shit they do. Weapon properties. I need to... Let me write that down also. Is character sheet armor. There we go. So, realistically, if I have, like, a good work week, because we could be done in probably a work week. Unfortunately, I have plans tomorrow, so I won't be able to keep chipping away at this too much this week. But I think I'm going to try to shoot for, like, this weekend or next week. But we're hitting a point where I'm just, like, writing all this. Oh, yeah! Oh, my God, wait, today's the 2-month anniversary of me having started working on this. Woo! Happy Urchin's Fall anniversary. Happy anniversary of Urchin's Fall, I guess. Air magic. So I'm basically writing, like, a little blurb introducing the element, saying how it can be used outside of combat, and also like what a couple of spells of interest might be. Earth magic. Stalwart and sturdy. Earth magic. Have I been bolding? Did I bold the shit for fire and water? I totally did when they first showed up, but didn't do that for air. Air magic bolding, because it's a key term. Stalwart and sturdy. Earth magic is used to construct houses, walls, barricades, fortresses, and entire cities. Earth magic may be used, let's say that, to construct houses, walls, barricades, fortresses, and entire cities. Likewise, it boasts, maybe I should say unsurprisingly. Unsurprisingly, it boasts the widest range of defensive spells. The widest... Oh, shit. What the fuck? Why did my right screen go crazy? I don't know. Okay. Unsurprisingly, it boasts the widest range of defensive spells. Well, first, hold on. What are the most important spells that I want to talk about here? I want to talk about Barricade. I want to talk about Stone Skin, and I want to talk about Adderstone Arm Guard. Adderstone Arm Guard. Unsurprisingly, it boasts the widest range of defensive spells, such as Barricade, Stone Skin, and Adderstone Arm Guard, which may be used to block or parry an enemy's strikes. And in the case, let's rephrase this, such as Barricade and Stone Skin. And in the case that Adderstone Arm Guard has been cast to counterattack a blocked strike. To easily punish and counterattack a blocked strike. A successfully blocked strike. Earth magic has a mind-numbingly, let's say, a cavernously deep wealth of options Because I'm trying to get puns in there. I feel like cavernously deep shouldn't be used to describe a wealth of options, though. Word choice, am I right? Has a... I don't know if I can fit a pun in there. Other than cavernously. Ugh, because caves are made of rocks. Haha. Has a deep... Let's see. How do I want to phrase this? Like, gold, hidden treasures? I don't know. Shrugs? I don't know. Earth magic has a treasure trove worth of options for use outside of combat. Simple terraforming can be used to build temporary or permanent shelters far faster than stone carving may. Can be used to build temporary or permanent shelters and is a must-have element for any nomadic community. Simple terraforming can be used to build temporary or permanent shelters and is a must-have element for any nomadic community. What else can we do with Earth? This magic can also be used by miners and excavators to open passages that lead to valuable and useful minerals, underground well springs of water, ancient buried treasures, or smoke coming out of my ears while I think really hard. Or, I don't know. I don't know. Or... the fuck can you do with rocks? Hit them together to make fire? Howdy! What's up, Slurpee? Minerals may be molded into tools by... It's Panama! Thank you for the follow. Welcome the frick on in. Apologies for the French. You're good? Hell fucking yeah. I'm just doing some game dev. I'm writing like little blurbs for each of the elements of magic now that we have our full list of spells and damage values and stuff. A lot of the real pain in the ass shit, like spell targeting. Like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to make visual diagrams for how to fucking convert a cone to a grid. That's not gonna be very interesting, so I don't plan on doing that on stream. But I figured I'd hang with you guys while I write. I'm glad to hear that you're good, though. Can be molded into tools by craftspeople. Can be molded into tools, weapons, tools or weapons. Minerals may be easily molded into tools or weapons by craftspeople. Simple terraforming can be used to build temporary or permanent shelters, and is a must-have for any nomadic community. This magic can also be used by miners and excavators to open passages that lead to valuable and useful minerals, underground well springs of water, ancient buried treasures, or stockpiles Let's do by miners, farmers, and excavators. Or... yeah, miners and excavators. No, Pete, that is all laid out so well. Your fires are always a mess. You want to hear my #1 pro tip? When I write a game dev doc like this, the first thing I do is I write the table of contents, which you can, in Google Docs, in the Tools menu, or is it Insert? Yeah, it's an Insert. You can just insert a table of contents, and that will do that based on your headings. It will just auto-generate that. And I always start with my headings and my table of contents, because organizing my thoughts and knowing exactly what order I want to introduce information into the reader helps me to know what order to introduce information for the reader. I guess. I just think it's really important, especially once you have like a concept. Alright, let's see. Earth magic. Ancient buried treasures. Farmers may use this element to uproot, let's say, to harvest crops. Let's say, to mass harvest? To enrich, nourish, and eventually mass harvest their fields of crops. Minerals may be easily molded into tools or weapons by craft people. Simple terraforming can be used to build temporary or permanent shelters and is a must-have element for any nomadic community. This magic can also be used by miners and excavators to open passages that lead to valuable and useful minerals, underground well springs of water, or ancient buried treasures. Ancient and buried dungeons filled with treasures. That's way better than just finding a treasure, is finding a dungeon full of treasure. Oh, yeah. Light magic. What shall we say here? Boop, boop, boop. Bam. Boom, 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 boom. This is like one of the most dramatic fucking final boss fights ever. Like, musically, Nintendo was on some crazy shit when they made this for real. It's kind of badass. Air magic, earth magic, light magic, dark magic, raid magic, rot magic. These are gonna be a pain in the ass to talk about. Whatever. Okay, let's start with what elements do we want to talk about? Mend, abso-fucking-lutely. Mend, presence of grace, sky's blessing. Here we go. Light, the illuminant light magic that is wielded by its channelers is famous for Notion. I've used Notion. Yeah, Notion's like pretty good. It has the built-in roadmap. It has like the built-in wiki. Notion's great. I've used the free account before. But I've just been sticking with, like, Google Docs for my shit. Since I was like, I'm just gonna fucking release this publicly, like, whatever. I probably could have made this in Notion and done, like, much prettier formatting, in all honesty. What kind of stuff are you working on? Are you also a game dev? The illuminant light magic that is wielded by its channelers is famous for healing. I don't like that opening sentence. Stalwart and sturdy. Let's see. Graceful yet blinding. The illuminant properties. Oh, Rocco is far and crazy. A little bit. Just a little bit. I've gone off the deep end. I've gone off the far end. How are you, Drift? The illuminant, graceful yet blinding. The illuminant properties of light magic are as well known as their healing properties. Used to purify disease and mend wounds. I don't want to listen to any Guilty Gear music right now. I'm sorry, Guilty Gear, but I don't feel like smelling the game right now. This is more like it. Oh, I appreciate you for popping into like... You work as a post office clerk for your real job, and you've been planning a game based around that. You want it to be arcadey like Overcooked, where you're on a tight time schedule. I am wishing you the best of luck with that. Indie game development and, like, production and the release of that is so... It's a lot. It's a lot. Have you released other games before? Or is this your first one? It's like a lot of fun. Used to purify disease and mend wounds. This is the element of choice for doctors, clerics, priests, and surgeons. Used to purify disease and mend wounds. Minor wounds, but you've never thought about releasing them as they weren't actual games. What? Okay, like, genuine question here. What do you think is the line between that and an actual game, right? Because it's probably a lot softer of a line than you think. Like, you could totally just, like, put something on itch for free. Put it out there, get feedback on it, or whatever. I feel like the only thing that you ever really have to worry about when converting something from being for your friends to the public is to make sure that, like, a player would know how to use it when they approach it. But that's not too crazy. Welcome back, Relo. I hope your audiobook was good. And also, hello, Shark Shanna. How is your pasta? And what kind of pasta is it? I got the Final Fantasy XIV cookbook in the mail yesterday, and I've been looking through it, just figuring out what I want to make. And there's like some pretty zesty looking pastas in there. Pretty zesty, and I'm not even talking about the ones that actually use lemon zest. Pesto chicken. Oh, I love pesto. Oh my god, I love pesto. We had pesto the other night. This is the element of choice for doctors, clerics, priests, and surgeons. Spells such as mend may be used to heal major wounds, while spells like remove ailment may be used to do just that. When wielded for destructive potency, this light takes on a burning irradiance, purifying targets to their deaths. This light takes on a burning irradiance that can decay into a glass-like residue, purifying targets to their deaths with with spells such as Irradiant Dawn. Damn, I gotta pee. Hold on. Yet another bathroom break. That's right, guys. It's fucking time to take a piss.
Time to take a piss.
I'll be back in a moment. I'm all chilly. I'm just chilly. I'm back. They were just asset flips, which were just unfinished. I don't want to release a full asset flip game as my first. You know what? I think that is reasonable. I think that's very reasonable. I don't think that there's any shame in asset flips. I think that people shouldn't have to be expected to do all of the designing and programming and writing and art and lighting and marketing and producing and management when making an indie game. I genuinely believe that there's no shame in it and that many of those assets exist to be used for that purpose. But I think that on the same side of that coin, that there is an equal amount of pride to be found when we build our own things, as is the case with me, making this whole ass thing from scratch. If you ever want to make like a really quick project, I suggest just kind of giving yourself a time limit, just doing like a quick board game or so. Ugh, something crazy happened to you today. What happened? It was thundering where you live, and you were walking with your room, farting, and you farted, and your fork sparked because the lightning hit the backyard, and it farted everywhere. Unbelievable. Such as Irradiant Dawn. Oh, excuse me, and Burning Ray. The illuminant properties of light magic are as well known as their healing properties. Used to purify disease and mend minor wounds, this is the element of choice for doctors, clerics, priests, and surgeons. Spells such as Mend may be used to heal major wounds, while spells like Remove Ailment may be used to do just that. Rather uniquely, the spell Sky's Blessing may be used to provide a healing effect over an extended period of time, something which no other element is capable of producing on their own. The lightning or the reverb fart? Oh my gosh, I don't know!
Sloppy.
I really like my fart sound effects. When wielded for destructive potency, this light takes on a burning irradiance that can decay. What's you burning irradiance? Okay. What are the properties outside of combat? Outside of combat, light magic may be used to heal minor scrapes, injuries, illnesses, or infections, as well as to purify water and food of many simple contaminants or poisons. Let's say of simple contaminants, molds, bacterias, poisons, or other contaminants. Let's do that. Of non-magical molds, bacterias, poisons, or other contaminants. What else can this be used for? Light magic could theoretically be used for cooking, although anything it is cast on will lose any flavor. Although using its purifying properties on food will purify any flavor away. Light magic could theoretically be used for cooking, although its purifying properties on food will purify flavors away. Ward even the flavor away. This is sometimes used by field combatants to make their rations even remotely palatable. There we go. Sometimes the food is that bad that you just gotta fucking use a little light magic on it. Just get rid of the flavor. I'm not eating that. Okay, it tastes like nothing. Put it in your mouth. What else can it be used on outside of combat? I feel like purifying mold, bacteria, poison, other contaminants, and like simple healing is also doable. The crystal residue that light magic sometimes leaves can allow for the construction of a quick knife, or dagger. Crystalline residue that light magic sometimes leaves can also allow... What dark mode plugin I am using? I am using Dark Reader. However, I have it on static mode under the More menu. And I have it set to do Google Docs. Whoa! I don't know what that showed. I accidentally clicked on, like, the show all windows. I don't know. Let's go through all my windows. Yeah, there's, like, nothing doxing anywhere on my computer right now, so that's good at least. No, I'm just using Dark Reader with a couple of custom shit, like, on it in the settings. What the hell was I gonna say? Crystalline residue that light magic sometimes allow for the quick construction of a knife or dagger. There was something I was reaching down to click on. The hell was it? I got so damn distracted. I don't know. This crystalline residue that light magic sometimes leaves can allow for the construction of a quick knife or dagger. What type of game am I making? Tabletop. Hehe. No, it's like post-apocalyptic fantasy. Distant future. There is magic, and there's a lot of buried ancient tech that we are slowly excavating as things get a little bit techier. But right now, it's kind of like cars and trains. They don't have the internet. They know it existed. They don't have the internet. There's a lot of fucking magic going on. And also an Invisalign check.
Bruh. Sloppy.
That shit is in! I got it in my mouth. Light magic. Dark magic! I thought Panama earlier was asking about, mind if I ask what dark, and then it goes to the next line? I was like, oh, dark spells, we're gonna get to those next. Heh. Dark spells! What can we do with these? Let's see. Capable of stripping away even the brightest of lights. Dark magic may be used to create shrouds of shadow, illusions of darkness, or yeah, that's kind of it. To create shrouds of shadow and illusions within the darkness. Highly concentrated areas of this darkness take on a fact time. Yeah, hit me with that fact. Take on highly concentrated areas of this darkness. Enhance and warp the effects of gravity. Dark magic may be used to create shrouds of shadow and illusions within the darkness that consume... There we go. One of the more rare elements. Dark magic may be used to create shrouds of shadow and illusions within the darkness that consume even the brightest of lights. Highly concentrated areas of this darkness may enhance and warp the effects of gravity itself. The Romans used lead to sweeten their wine, which they did by making lead sugar, which is still dangerous. Yeah, I have a feeling that, there's a reason that, whoops, I didn't mean to click on that. I was gonna say, there's probably a reason we don't cook with it anymore. Yeah, lead acetate is a white to colored gray flake, crystalline powder, or solid with a slight odor of acetic acid. It is used in dyeing textiles, waterproofing, varnishes, and insecticides. Acute exposure in adults may cause gastrointestinal effects, pain in the arms and legs, and hypertension. Exposure to very high levels may cause tremor, memory loss, confusion, stupor, renal failure, convulsions, and coma. I don't know if I would recommend that, Realo. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Taste. It's sweet. An unusual quality in poisons, thank you, Google, which are more likely to taste bitter, signaling to the taster that they are unsafe for consumption. This shit is not safe for consumption, but that shit right there is in. What the hell is up, Otis? How are you? Welcome on in. Just try a tiny amount, just a little bit of poison, please, Mr. Armadillo. Oh, please, Mr. Streamer. I just want a little poison. Shit, don't let me stop you from poisoning yourself. I can't stop you. Go for it, I guess. I don't endorse this. New earbuds? Hell yeah. How do I sound? Do I sound nice and smooth? Can you hear me down here? Ooh, I'm speaking quietly. Ooh, Rocco ASMR into the microphone while the loud-ass music plays and probably drowns me out. I don't know. I don't think we were talking about chugging antifreeze. We were talking about chugging, lead sugar, which is like a lead compound that tastes sweet and sugary, and the Romans used to eat it. But it's fucking lead. It's not safe. It's poisonous, even. I sound a little cleaner. Ooh. Well, I'm sure my vocab will be no cleaner. One of the more rare elements for a channeler to wield, dark magic may be used to create shrouds of shadow and illusions within the darkness that consume even the brightest of lights. Highly concentrated areas of this darkness may enhance and warp the effects of gravity itself, leading to the main combat focus of these channelers. Many dark spells may be used to displace, disorient, and damage groups of enemies at once, occasionally knocking them prone. A status effect that makes them vulnerable to follow-up attacks. Sounds like a cure for ghosts, or a cause for them. What's your favorite way to make a new ghost or some shit? I don't know. Could you imagine? That would be crazy. It's a tiny amount. It can only make them stronger. Remember Rasputin with the cyanide? Well, that's what Mithridatism is consuming poison on purpose to make it not hurt you anymore. Is that this world's explanation for black holes? Yes, it is. I'm glad you asked that. Yeah, no, a black hole is like a dark spell. Would be like high-level dark magic. And anything smaller would just be like gravitational phenomena. Many dark spells may be used to displace, disorient, and damage groups of enemies at once, occasionally knocking them prone, a status effect which makes them vulnerable to follow-up attacks. Prone enemies may be exploited. Just see them flying around in the air. Wasn't there an animation in Love, Death, and Robots where they, like, drive, in Season 1, where they drive into, like, the desert, and it's just a bunch of, like, ghost fish from, like, the past. Because it used to be an ocean, but now they're all gone. You should watch that short. Many dark spells may be used to displace, disorient, and damage groups of enemies at once, occasionally knocking them prone. Let's do a semicolon there. A status effect that makes targets vulnerable to follow-up attacks. Let's see. Love, Death, and Robots. I haven't seen, like, Season 2. I maybe watched 1 or 2 from Season 2. But didn't really, like, stick with it. But it was so good when Season 1 came out. There was a little bit less, like, needless nudity. It felt, a little gratuitous at times, you know? But, whatever, you know? Whatever. I'm an anime fan, so I deal with worse shit in my media pretty regularly. You know? Many dark spells may be used to displace, disorient, and damage groups of enemies at once, occasionally knocking them prone, a status effect that makes targets vulnerable to follow-up attacks. Outside of combat, dark magic, to time travel and other bullshit. Oh, like, gravity spells with it? I mean, you would only be able to do minor phenomena outside of combat. You wouldn't be able to do anything much crazier than, like, a spell you actually know. But, like... Oh, yeah, no, I was, like, fucking president of Anime Club. So... Plot twist, I'm a VTuber. Haha, isn't that so funny, guys? Okay. Dark magic. Outside of combat, dark magic may be used to obscure and hide valuables, or to augment the weight of an object to make it easier, or for some reason more difficult to transport. This element of magic is useful with, let's say, this weight lessening effect. Effect may be seen in weightless wielding. I feel like I don't have to name drop spells every single element, TBH. Like, I feel with Dark, you can figure it out for yourself, you know? I mean, every other element does. We'll do weightless wielding. This weight lessening effect may be seen in weightless wielding, which allows casters to swing great weapons as if they were weightless. Let's say this gravity dampening effect. Dampening effect to transport. This is often used by those who work in transportation and delivery, or fields involving construction. This gravity dampening effect may be seen in weightless wielding, which allows casters to swing great weapons. Let's say swing weapons of great size as if they were weightless. Indeed. I wish I could remember names better, because I wanted to talk to that one chatter in your chat that was also a fan of The Wandering Inn because you wanted to talk about Bird. Oh god, yeah, I don't remember who else that was. That's the thing about live streaming, is, like, I'm good at keeping track of, like, you guys to an extent, But there's over 1,000 motherfuckers. And I'm gonna keep it real. I do use tools to keep track of who's who. I do that. I have it highlight people's first messages and shit. Because, Lord help me, I probably wouldn't know any other way. I mean, when people show up repeatedly, of course it gets easier. Of course it gets easier. But, like, it'd be like that. I don't know. I mean, at this point, there's more of you fuckers than Pokemon, and I can't even keep track of all of those guys. I think there's probably some in Sun and Moon that if you showed me and went, what's this one called? I'd probably start freaking out a little bit. I would struggle, and anything after Sun and Moon, I'm probably not gonna know. I just won't. I do my best, but damn it, I wouldn't. Oh, I love Maractus. I love, like, the silly, wacky, one-off, unpopular Pokemon. Dunsparce, that's my boy. I know they gave Dunsparce an evolution that's just longer Dunsparce, and it's Dunsparce. I don't know if it's any good or anything. Yo, I knew! Oh, I knew that stretch reminder was coming up. Alright. Let's stretch. Let's actually do some reps with my hand weights. Oh, where are those bad boys? There's one, and there's the other. Ah! Alright, we're just gonna do some, How many people have gotten me with these nuts joke? Probably 10 or so. I don't know, I haven't counted. 1, 2... Once I swap arms, I could actually check the Discord and see how many people have the role. 3... It's not very many. 4... 5... A lot of Pokemon that you take a liking to, you find out later that people don't talk about. Good shit. Rachel's about to make it 11! Oh my god. Rachel, these nuts into your mouth or something? I don't know. I'm sure Rachel will fucking obliterate me. 1. Swapping sides. 2. 3. 4. How many people have gotten me? Let me take a look. 5. Where would that be under? I think that would be in the Discord server. We're gonna go to roles. Up dog. People who have gotten me with a D's Nuts joke. 13. 13 people in a year and a half. So that's a rate of less than 1 per month. Which I'm pretty happy with, you know? Alright. And now let's do this. You got me when I said that you were Suggandies? I knew that, though. No, you have to, like, get me when I'm not expected. If I'm like, haha, you're Suggandies. Suggandies nuts. Like, of course I knew Suggandies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Didn't you get me with, like, Kenya, though? Wasn't that it? You got me with Kenya instead. You were like, I'm watching this from Kenya! And then you hit me with a, Kenya fit these nuts into your mouth? I think was it. 1. It was, yeah, I think that's what it was. 2. 3. Yeah, there's no way I would have fallen for Suggandies. 5. Normally, I wouldn't fall for the Kenya one either. But that was, like, your first message, and you're like, I'm watching this from Kenya! And I'm like, holy shit, that's awesome! You know? And then you got me, and I was like, damn. Alright, let me put these weights down. That's enough working out on stream. Back to just regular working on stream. Alright. Outside of combat, dark magic may be used to obscure and hide valuables or to augment the weight of an object to make it easier or for some reason more difficult to transport. This is often used by those who work in transportation and delivery or fields involving construction. Yeah, I like to, if people are going to read my profile, I like to give them a little quest to do, a little objective. Go ahead, try to get me with a D's nuts joke. Good luck. I believe in you. Especially with how often I'll, like, fucking, you know, woo, happy anniversary! And then I, like, start drinking on stream or some shit. Oh, also dark magic. It's just gravitational distortion. Let's do dark magic. Maybe highly concentrated areas of this darkness may enhance and warp the effects of gravity itself. Let's see. Outside of combat, or to produce minor gravitational phenomena that may be used to augment the weight of an object to make it easier or for some reason more difficult to transport. This is often used by those who work in transportation and delivery or in fields involving construction. This gravity dampening effect may be seen in the spell Weightless Wielding, which allows casters to swing weapons of great size as if they were weightless. So can you make something completely weightless and fly away? Probably not, but you can do minor gravitational phenomena. And I'll probably need to write rules to specify just how, like, major and minor these phenomena can be outside of combat, because, like, anything crazier than one of these spells you probably can't do without having to go out of your way to spend spell slots on it. Raid magic. Along with Rot, raid magic is one of the two more recently discovered elements, and as such is one of the rarest to be found on the plate. And as such is one of the rarer ones to encounter on the plate. And as such is one of the rarer ones to encounter on the plate. What else? What can we say about this bad boy? Representing the positive aspects of civilization and of the ingenuity of intelligent life forms. This element is one of the two more recently discovered elements, and as such is one of the rare to encounter on the plate. Representing the positive aspects of civilization and of the the ingenuity, and of the potential of intelligent life forms. Raid magic may be used to release nerve signals, neurotransmitters, and bolts of lightning that produce shocking effects on the battlefield. Battery boost, return to sender, shock surge, bouncing bolt, defibrillator, electromancy, static stance, and superhuman condition, and bioelectric tracing. Many of these enhancing properties may be found... What's up, Earthly? How's it hanging? Many of these enhancing properties may be found in spells such as... static stance and superhuman condition that use the power of electricity to enhance a caster's biological functions. Oh, you got back from a date? I hope it went super fucking well. Congrats to you. It started with you asking, does he like moas, a type of bird? And after he answered, I would have said, moa these nuts in your face? But he pronounced it wrong. What did I say? Boba dates are the best? Ooh. Hell yeah. Boba's pretty good. What kind of boba tea did you like? I like winter melon. Something about it just hits. Also helps that it's winter in the northern hemisphere. I don't get boba very often. But when I do, I think that's my go-to right there. Is that winter melon. Dark magic. Raid magic! Along with rot, this element is one of the 2 more recently discovered elements. And as such, is one of the rarer ones to encounter on the plate. Representing the positive aspects of civilization and of the potential of intelligent lifeforms, raid magic may be used to release nerve signals, neurotransmitters, and bolts of lightning that produce shocking effects on the battlefield. Many of these enhancing properties may be found in spells such as static stance and superhuman condition that use the power of electricity to enhance a caster's biological functions and boost their stats. While it may lack a variety of offensive, the wider variety of offensive options that other elements boast. Bouncing Bolt is a powerful signature skill that is capable of mowing down entire armies should the channeler be fortunate enough. Should be lucky enough. It is a fortuitous thing that a channeler may instead choose to use bioelectric tracing to take luck into their own hands and continue to improve their attacks with each spell and continue to improve the potency of their attacks with each spell. There we go. There we go. So we've talked about what it can use. Outside of combat, raid magic has a wide variety of options. How is it pronounced then, if I'm pronouncing it wrong? Moa? Moa these nuts? Why would you mow your nuts into my mouth? Mua? Mawa? Mawa these nuts? Mua these nuts? I don't know. I'm gonna Google it. Pronunciation.
Moa.
Moa. Moa these nuts into your mouth.
Moa.
Moa. I don't get it. Outside of combat, raid magic has a wide variety of options of uses, especially when being used to interface and manipulate with old world technology. From the age of Eld, or let's just say from before the age of Ash. And then we'll create a link to that section. Age of Ashes. The Age of Ashes. There we go. And when being used to interface and manipulate with old world technology and electronics from before the Age of Ashes. I don't remember how I said it either. So, oh! I accidentally made that column taller. Don't do that. From before the Age of Ashes. When used by someone who has a proper understanding of technology, this can be used for hacking, bypassing, and hot wiring. Although in untrained hands, it is equally likely to destroy. Let's say to render that piece of hardware unusable. New and modern uses have been found for raid magic, and it is frequently used by specialists for building advanced mechanical prosthetics that may reattach to a patient's nervous system. That is a thing in this world. Hella prosthetics. Prosthetic technology kind of goated. New and modern uses have been found for raid magic and is frequently used by trained specialists who build advanced mechanical prosthetics that are capable of reattaching to a patient's nervous system. I misspelled defibrillator? No fucking way. I think that's actually quite reasonable. Yeah, I think that's about it for the uses it has. Fire magic, water magic, air magic, earth magic, light magic, dark magic, raid magic. You know what I want to listen to, actually? Hold on. Monster Hunter Frontier Guildhall. It's the shit from the Raid Stinger. This shit. Ugh. Hit me with it. Yeah! It's that one song from that one video. I'm gonna have a really hard time coming up with non-harmful uses for rot magic. Because, wow. Rot magic. along with Raid, one of the two most recently discovered elements of magic. Rot magic represents the destructive nature of intelligent life and manifests in chemicals, toxins, and dangerous compounds that destroy, decay, and extinguish life. The rarest of the 8 elements, a stigma, is almost attached. The rarest of the 8 elements due to a combination of... Can it only be used on organic material? No, you can rot things in chemicals, toxins, acids, and dangerous compounds that destroy, decay, and extinguish, even extinguish life itself. The rarest of the 8 elements for a civilian to possess, due to a combination of the lack of uses outside of warfare, the lack of scholars who have mastered it, let's say the shortage of scholars, the relative shortage of scholars who have mastered it, and the social stigma that comes with dedicating several years of one's life towards a field used so destructively. Outside of direct confrontations, this element may be used to destroy locks, melt grates, or otherwise aid in escape and or infiltration. Bruh, what the fuck is up, Johnny? How are you? Sending you lots of hugs and loves. I'm gonna give you a shout out. If you guys don't know Johnny Jellyjaw, he's pretty great. He is one of my closest friends and a fellow member of the Wrecking Crew team, which is pretty fucking rad. And I get the scrape on my cheek. Ooh. It is a scar from cosmetic surgery that I got from my lovely modeler, Vast Surge. Her hand slipped and there was a knife cut. And now I just have a bandage there, because oof, ouch, owie. So, cosmetic surgery. That's why I look like this, though. So I think it's all worth it. You know, I don't think you would have appreciated this lovely face back when I looked a lot more armadillo-like, you know? You know, it's the modern age. I gotta fit in with the people. I'm just a really weird-looking armadillo. Part of it's genetics, but I'm not gonna lie to you and say I haven't had work done. I have. And I'm not ashamed of it either. Outside of direct confrontations, this element may be used to destroy locks, melt grates, dissolve prison bars, dissolve unenchanted, dissolve prison bars, or otherwise in the escape and or infiltration of non-magical structures. You know what really isn't magical? How often I have to pee. Why? God damn it, you know? But, like always, it's time
Time to take a piss.
I don't know. I got a lot of bladder pressure. I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Okay, I pull up. I'm back. I'm back. That's the wrong scene. How are you today, Johnny? I hope you're doing well today, my friend. With better and professional use of rot magic, you could use it to rot certain parts, like an affected cut, or allow it. Oh, true! Thank you! That's, like, great. Outside of direct confrontations, this element may be used to destroy locks, melt grates, dissolve prison bars, or otherwise aid in the escape and or infiltration of non-magical structures. Rot is not entirely doom and gloom, and may be used medically to treat infections and poisons, perform a clean and safe amputation, can be used to treat infections and poisons, or perform a clean and safe amputation for medical purposes. Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's all the beans I have for dinner. Aw. I actually did not have beans for dinner, but what probably is causing me to have such a gassy assy is the Brussels sprouts I ate. We had Brussels sprouts, pork chops, and mashed potatoes. And I had like some mustard with that. And I feel like mustard and Brussels sprouts would make anyone fart. By the way, don't dip your Brussels sprouts in mustard. That shit was nasty. That probably is why I'm farting, actually. Rot is not entirely doom and gloom and may be used for medical purposes to treat infections and poisons or to perform a clean and safe amputation. Brussels sprouts can be really good in one way specifically. I really like, you basically chop the Brussels sprouts in half, pop them bad boys in the oven, but you were going to cook those motherfuckers in maple syrup and some bacon grease. With bacon, of course. You can also use honey. Maple syrup doesn't really matter. Something thick, sticky, and sweet. And bacon. Get it nice and savory. And that shit is delicious. Could put that on a pizza when you're done. I fuck with it. There's a lot of things that I really used to not fuck with. You know, partially because growing up neurodivergent and full of allergies, you're just going to be a very picky eater. But I think, like, I have been making an active effort to try and eat many things that I wouldn't have in the past. And Brussels sprouts are one of them. That being said, you still gotta prepare them properly or they taste like shit. That's kind of the case with a lot of vegetables, though. Just season the fuck out of them. Sauce the fuck out of them. Ugh, dead! Ugh. See, but if anyone were to be like, I'm cooking with tomatoes, I would say the exact same shit. I go, keep that shit away from me. This shit is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself. Is there like a break table? So I don't have to like... There is a... Asparagus wrapped it? Ooh. Ooh, I want some of that. S tier vegetable? Artichokes. Oh my god, wait, that's all of them. That's all 8 elements of magic. The end. That's it. Shit, okay, time to do something else. Personality and background. The final and arguably most important part of building a character is to determine their personality and background. These are non-essential parts of... I don't want to word them as that. These are the core part of a character's identity. More so than any of their combat utilities may ever be. I'm gonna say arguably. Arguably more so than any of their combat utilities may ever be. Fine, I'll put a space in there. These are the core part of any character's identity, arguably more so than any of their combat utilities may ever be. Players are free to determine their personality, the personality and origins of their character as they please, and may wish to use some of the settings found in Part 3, the World of Urchin's Fall, if they wish to take inspiration from the world provided with this game. Boop. Part 3, The World of Urchin's Fall. Let's say some of the locations, rather. Some of the locations that are described, and may wish to use some of the locations and cultures to do another fucking Invisalign check.
Sloppy. Bruh. Sloppy.
Goddamn.
Bruh. Sloppy.
It's fucked up. Oh no! Twitch auto moderator fucking did that. I'll allow it. I want to click like an allow this time, you know? I'll allow it. There we go. Maybe I'll regret that someday in the distant future. In which case, if anyone does that, I'll just ban them. But that's the French word. It's not an insult, don't worry. You don't know how it's called in English, but it's green beans wrapped in bacon and baked. Let me Google that, see what the English term is. What are these things called? Yeah, it's just bacon-wrapped green beans. Hold on. Let's do translator. What does it mean? It means bundle of green beans. Yeah, French to English translator. Bean bundles. It means bean bundles. A bundle? Yeah, I feel like the teacher probably shouldn't be calling students that. But yeah, it's just like a bundle. A bundle of green beans. Okay. Bean bundles. Yeah, I would call it the French term too, TBH. If they wish to take inspiration from the world provided within this game. In order to allow for players to give their characters a wider range of backgrounds than may be initially implied through the selection, through the choices of race, class, and magic. Race, class, weapons, and magic that they have made in order to allow for players to give their characters a wider range of backgrounds than may be than what may be implied through the choices of their race, class, weapons, and magic that have been made thus far. How's that not a word? Thus far is 2 words? Bullshit. Thus far. Players may grant their characters 1 additional mastering of any talent or or 1 to 2 additional languages of their choice. We call that name because it's how they call it when they wrap a lot of branches to carry them and it looks the same. Yes, yeah. Now, the teacher wasn't calling them that, but a student yelled that at this girl in class, and she knew both what the word meant and in a different language than as a slur. So she used the board and explained the word in front of the class what it meant in French. Okay, yeah, context really is everything, huh? In order to allow for players to give their characters a wider range of backgrounds than what may be implied through the choices of their race, class, weapons, and magic, let's just say through their choices, than what may be implied by the choices they have made thus far. Players may grant their characters 1 additional mastery of any talent and or 1 to 2 additional languages of their choice, perhaps that their character has studied. This, for example, a character who wields, let's see, a vanguard may choose to take a... Whoa! I copied and pasted that into Google Translate, I want you all to know. I was looking for the Google Translate. That's why it's on my clipboard. A vanguard may choose to take a mastery in crafting, becoming a chef, wielding a giant pot as a shield, and a giant cooking knife as if it were a greatsword. Yeah. Languages, am I right, y'all? 1 to 2 additional languages of their choice, perhaps that their character has studied or been raised around. For example, a vanguard may choose to take a mastery in crafting. Contextualizing their character. A fire element vanguard may choose to take a mastery in crafting, contextualizing their character as a chef who wields a giant pot as a shield and a giant cook as if it were a great sword. Braising and burning their enemies and meals alike. This is the part where sometimes players might not know where to begin with their characters when faced with infinite possibilities. In cases like this, it may sometimes be wise to start with a more quiet, calm, or reserved character, or a character similar in personality to their player, who may come into their own over the course of gameplay. A bored wizard just cutting their nails using rod or air magic, I feel would probably be a lot better than fucking decaying your fingertips. Like, you could just use a nail clipper. I feel like having, like, actual fucking decay on your body's not a thing you want to fuck around with too much. Oh, I haven't talked about its combat abilities to perform a clean and safe amputation. Now, this may be found in spells such as Antidote, or more notably, Mithridatic Veins, which grants the channeler casting it an immunity to poison that causes it to heal them. By using this spell in conjunction with the rest of their kits, a rot channeler may become an unkillable force of nature by the later stages of a fight, once their poisons have taken full effect. Okay. Raid magic. Rot magic. Personality and background. The best way to advertise rot magic. Rot magic! The best way to make your... Oh my god. Yeah. And the social stigma that comes with dedicating several years of one's life towards a field of magic that is used almost exclusively for crime and murder. Okay. Personality and background. The world of Urchin's Fall. We can do some lore if we want. Lafos, Karos, Kosalo. Lafos, Karos is like a pretty important location, so I think we can do some lore. I think it's a bit more fun than doing numbers and shit on stream. Let's see. Each of these are so bulky, though. Let's start with Shayosha, the pure-blooded Shaws. The ruling peoples of... So this is Shayosha. I'm going to read you guys the info about this race. Note, Shayaduk races are not and will not be designed to be balanced compared to Platewalker races. Shasas are exceptionally powerful in lore and in-game and serve as the setting's main antagonistic threat. For the sake of a sense of fairness, it is not recommended for groups to select any of the races of a Shayosha unless the entire party is doing so together, or if the group is both comfortable and experienced with this game's setting and mechanics and want to try telling a wider variety of stories. These guys are overpowered. Do not use them unless everyone is using them. It will not be fair. It won't. This is your evil campaign character. The Shas is a being of raw elemental energy that was given a body of flesh by their spiteful creator god, Isimanes. Shayosha, the blanket term used to refer to the many different kinds of Shasas, refers to the different kinds of life forms born directly from the eye of Isimanes, or who can trace their origins of their ancestors to the eye. Their primary method of worship is to Isimanes, their god and creator, a being of immense power which resides in the planet itself. Their deity uses avatars to speak to their leaders, commanding them to wipe out all life that it did not directly create, painting the Platewalkers as an affront to its godhood and sowers of chaos. Painting the Platewalkers who arrived from space as an affront to its godhood and sowers of chaos. While the governments of Shayadic society strive to eliminate all life on the plate, the same cannot be said of the beliefs of each individual Shas. While they are often indoctrinated with religious and political propaganda from an early age in order to villainize humans, maybe are known to break off and pursue their own systems of belief in search for a deeper truth. If such treasonous thoughts are discovered, this action will be swiftly punished with execution at worst, and at best the exile and complete estrangement from all of their friends, family, and members of their community. Let's say with execution at best. And at worst, would include the exile and complete estrangement of their friends, family, of their friends and family from their community. In short, while the systems that they participate in may be easily labeled by us as evil, the story of each individual Shas requires far more nuance, especially when acknowledging the circumstances of their upbringings and the punishments that they are faced with when deviating from the status quo. The Shasas that are chosen to journey into space to participate firsthand in the extermination of humanity are hailed as heroes and great warriors. Due to the geological separation between their home planet and the targets on the plate that orbits above their planet, they are unable, they are unable to launch an attack on Platewalker cities directly. Instead, they possess relatively advanced space technology, with their main military base being built around their Great Lunar Cannon, located on the Urchin moon of Isimanes. This Great Lunar Cannon is powered by complex machinery and the channeling technology, firing simple spacecraft known as Stingers with enough force to penetrate through the force field around the edges of the plate. Once a Stinger lands safely, the occupants will disembark and wreak havoc amongst Platewalkers for as long as possible. This may be done directly by going on a killing spree, or by infiltrating their governments and corrupting them, turning their societies against each other. Due to the overwhelming abundance of elementally charged vitae in their bodies, Shasas experience several dramatic mutations before and during their lives. For this reason, they're extremely diverse in appearance, with me being required to sip some water. Wait, what music is this? Oh, that's Octopath. I don't know if I want to do that right now. Let's go back to my usual playlist. Let's actually swap to the chiller playlist, not the hype one. 5 tracks. Boop, boop, and then skip. Give me a random one. There we go. Perfect. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I'll stretch to this too. What's up, kinda? I'm stretching my booty. Oh. I'm standing up and rolling my shoulders and twisting my back. Oh, what is up? We just finished writing little blurbs for each of the elements of magic and what their uses outside of combat encounters are. Earth magic, light magic, dark magic, raid magic, rot magic. You know, can they be used for cooking or powering a vehicle or like shit like that? Fun, creative shit. Reload did help. I was like, what the fuck can you do with rot magic? And I was like, oh yeah, amputations. This does have medical uses. Oh yeah, this can also be used to synthesize drugs. Dissolve prison bars. Rot is not entirely doom and gloom and may use for medical purposes to treat infections and poisons. Synthesize mind-altering drugs and painkillers, or to perform a clean and safe amputation. This may be found in spells such as Antidote, or more notably, Mithridatic Veins, which grants the channeler casting it an immunity to poison that causes it to heal them. By using this spell in conjunction with the rest of their kits, a rot channeler may become an unkillable force of nature by the later stages of a fight, once their poisons have taken full effect. Hell fucking yeah. Do players need to pick 1 or 2 elements for their character? When you build a new character, assuming that you're, like, not going off the rails and doing some homebrew shit, you pick 1 element, you get 3 spell slots of that element, and then you pick 6 of those spells. That's probably going to be really fucking powerful, and an actual level 1 character might have to start with maybe, like, a fraction of that. But for right here, right now, a new character, 1 element, 3 spell slots, 6 spells. As you progress, you can get more spell slots, either of the element you started with or any other element. And learn those spells along the way, of course. Yo, typo? Love to say it. Rot magic, personality, and background. It might also be used to quickly destroy something small, like let's say you need to use cut a rope. That's true. Yeah, you could just use rot magic on it, especially if the rope is made of plant fiber. Yeah, like, you can do all sorts of really scary traps with this shit. Weapon properties, armor. I need to figure out armor. What's everyone's defense looking like? Right, Shyosha. So we have the pure blood Shasas. Right, I was reading this. Due to the overwhelming abundance of elementally charged vitae in their bodies, Shasas experience several dramatic mutations before and during their lives. For this reason, they are extremely diverse in appearance, with their bodies often exhibiting radically unique features such as neon eyes or hairs, extra fingers, or, let's say, tufts of hair. extra fingers, or organs that contain large sums of vitae that allow them to produce magical effects as if it were a normal biological function. It is highly common for Shasas to be born with conditions that may cause them an early death, and as such, it is common for Shasas to have large amounts of children when able. Their government actively advocates for the practice of eugenics, although this has very recently become a great source of political divide, as in some rare cases, Shayosha and humanity have become genetically similar enough to produce successful offspring. Pureblood Shasas, the ruling peoples of the holy city of Isimanis. These are Shasas which have been selectively bred to appear as close to the members of humanity as possible. Period. Many pureblood Shasas rely on blending into humanity, performing espionage, and participating in sabotage of their governments to weaken the defenses of humans. They come in countless varieties, often appearing similar in appearance to humans, Stoven, and Zegan, albeit with their signature Shiotic tail poking out somewhere. A strict hierarchy exists among the pureblood Shasas, who are often branded with terms such as highborn and lowborn, based solely on their genetic ability to blend in amongst the plate walkers and or cause them harm. Highborn families who appear near human carry an immense military pedigree and history, as well as, in the case of the older families, a massive accumulation of wealth and resources from across their many generations of highborn, air quotes, heroes, and their conquests. It is a societal expectation for the highborn to participate in roles within military, business, and government, and to reproduce en masse to continue to advance the Shiotic race, again in air quotes. In the case of the lowborn Shas, they are expected to serve as the essential workers to keep their cities running for the duration of their lives, allowing the highborn to carry them to military victory. They are often crushed under immense poverty, paid in wages that are barely high enough to keep them alive, but plenty low enough to keep them obedient, or at the very least, subservient to their masters. Their only real opportunities for upward momentum in Shiotic society are the following: having a child or immediate relative of exceptional talent, catching the eye of an established highborn, or becoming a warrior of exceptional renown by participating on the battlefields. So we have their languages, we have their age, and I need to write about their size, pigmentation, clothing, and naming. Languages. Unsurprisingly, the first language a Shas will learn is Shiotic, the primary language which is spoken on their home planet. Those that attend military school, as well as those that are granted the prestigious education of a highborn, are trained to be at minimum, at a conversational level with the common language, and in the case of a specialist, several other modern and or ancient plate walker languages. Age. The lifespan of a Shas is not easily tracked, primarily due to the vast differences among themselves. A Shiotic pregnancy is often a difficult and terrifying year, which results in the birth of a healthy child only slightly more often than it results in the death of the infant and or their mother. This problem is exacerbated in low-born families who are crushed under poverty and cannot afford proper medical attention. It is for this reason that the expected lifespan of a low-born Shas is a mere fraction of their highborn counterparts, living for, in some areas, as few as just 35 to 45 years. A highborn Shas who experiences zero health complications may live as long as 250 years, although their risk of death via cancer, genetic disease, or vitaic mutation increases with age and often takes them not long after the age of 150. God damn it, Sen! I already peed like 8 times this stream. Big chugging. Big chugging. Nope, you get that and that's it. You get the big swig I did, and then you gotta wait for that fucking cooldown. Get fucked! Here we go. The body of a Shas, let's specify, of a pureblood Shas, is designed to mimic those of the plate walkers. Piss, 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 piss. Everybody loves piss. Everybody loves piss. But you know what I love? Not having to go to the bathroom every 20 minutes. So, too bad, so sad. The body of a pureblood Shoss is designed to mimic those of the plate walkers and may come in a wide variety of frames, shapes, and statures. Well before statures. No, not statues. Wide variety of frames. Well before their mutations are ever. Before their individual mutations ever come into play. Depending on the race that they are attempting to appear as, a Shoss. Nope, not shoes. A Shoss may have their size set to small, medium, or large. Pigmentation. Quite possibly any color you are capable of imagining. The rate at which a Shoss mutates is dramatic enough to see their skin tone go from snow white to a glowing green in few enough generations for the grandparent to live to tell the tale. Oh, that's good. What? Any color you are capable of imagining, and probably a few that you can't. The pigmentation of a Shoss may take on any color that you are capable of imagining, and probably at least a few colors that you can't. The rate at which a Shoss mutates is dramatic enough for their skin's tone to go from snow white to a glowing green in few enough generations for their grandparent to live to see it happen. Their hair and skin most often will take on the shades of the race they are attempting to mimic, but it is extremely common for one's chaotic tell to cause these aspects of their appearance to take on a fantastical appearance. And let's bold chaotic tell, because that is a thingy. Chaotic tell. Is there a chaotic tell somewhere in here? I feel like I added it. Known as their chaotic tells, which may be features such as neon eyes or tufts of hair, extra fingers, or organs that contain large sums of features. vitae. There we go. The course of their lives. Clothing. What kind of clothing do Shasas wear? Whoa! Didn't mean to do that. The traditional clothing of the Shiotic peoples has evolved as rapidly as... Where do they live and how is the condition? They live on the main planet. So if we wanted to go to the world... Geography and cosmology. The people are up here on the plate. Got the moon there. And the fucking plate right there. You know what let's do? Let's put the nature of magic below geography and cosmology. I feel like we should start with geography and cosmology. World history. We can do the nature of magic before that. And then delete and set to normal text. And then we'll set that as a subheader. This should be heading 2. Geography and cosmology, yeah, heading 2. The nature of magic should be heading 3. And then this way, everything will appear nice and orderly. The nature of magic, which means this should actually be heading 3, not heading 4. Heading 3. I get so obsessed with these little details, I swear. The surface should be heading 3. No, it shouldn't. Because EC Manis is heading 3, isn't it? Aha! It is. No, their planet fucking sheds its skin like a snake and just changes biomes. Shiosha, pure blood Shas. The traditional clothing of the Shiotic peoples has evolved as rapidly as their own bodies do. This is mostly due to the unusual nature of the surface of their home planet. Control K. Surface of EC Monies. Boop. Surface of their home planet. To shed like the skin of a snake. In patches, like the skin of a snake. Revealing radically different climates and biomes beneath each layer. It is actually theorized that this is the leading reason why life on this planet must be so prone to mutation in order to survive. We can save that for the section on the surface of their... revealing radically different climates and biomes beneath each layer. Traditional Shiotic garb, at least at present, is made of a long coil-like is made of a long cord of a rubbery fabric which they coil around their bodies to create. Let's say is made of long, thick cords. Or would it be C-O-R-D? Cords of rubbery fabric. What's the difference? C-O-R-D. Thin, flexible, strong, or rope made from several twisted strands. Okay. It's made of long, thick cords of a rubber-like fabric which they coil around their bodies to create a layered bodysuit that protects them from the effects of their planet's weather storms. That protects them from the effects of their planet's, let's see, wonderful combination of sand and lightning storms. Because that's what it is, sandstorms and lightning storms. Their planet is both at once. It's pretty shitty. Made of long, thick cords of a rubber-like fabric which they coil around their bodies to create a protective bodysuit that shields them from the effects of their planet's wonderful combination of sandstorms and lightning storms while giving them a regal and prestigious appearance. Have a good night, Relo. Thank you so much for fucking hanging out. I appreciate the hell out of you being here, and I hope that you get some awesome fucking rest. Sleep is like, kind of go with the sauce or something. Prestigious appearance. Sandstorms and lightning storms that give them a regal and prestigious appearance. During sunny days, Shiotic garb often features wide-brimmed hats and long draped robes that protect them from the harmful rays of the sun. Especially with skin cancer becoming a major concern in the later stages of their lives. Space cowboys. Yeah, I guess you could make them a wide cowboy hat. I was thinking wide brim. They're like dome-shaped hats. Like kind of like let me Google just to make sure. No, like probably more similar to like a farmer's hat. Or like a sun hat. Let's see, wide-brimmed sun hats. Sun hats. And long draped robes that protect them from the harmful rays of the sun, especially with skin cancer becoming a major concern in the later stages of their lives. High-end Shiotic fashion often features bombastic coloration, feathering, bombastic color combinations, feathers, and other accessories that may be used to highlight their shiotic tell. Fashion is often only valued by the wealthy and powerful. Particularly with those who have nothing to hide. Wish to appear as if they have nothing to hide. Naming. The names of a shas often may be derived from ancient shiotic words that scholars have yet to decrypt. Although it is generally understood that their names are made in reference to their unique traits and elements of magic. And the elements of magic that they represent early in their lives. Children who do not exhibit much magical potential will, in some cases, receive no name from their parents. Little to no magical potential will, in some cases, receive no name from their parents, who do not bother keeping, feeding, or protecting them. Example, shiotic names. What other names can we do? I'm just like trying to pull from some of the characters that I already have. Let's do that with a K. Etc. It's not that important. Make some shit up. Let's do traditional. Traditional shiotic names. And I'll fucking go more in depth on that later, but I don't want to make up like 30-something names on the spot right now. I'm quite alright in a fucking made-up language. So let's look at my to-do list. What remains? Elements outside of combat. We can cross that off. Actually, I would like to revisit that. Elements and spells. Here we go. When building a new character, players may gain 3 spell slots for one of the 8 different elements of magic, and may learn any 6 spells. Many of these elements have a variety of options for use outside of combat. Which do not require the caster to possess any specific spell. In situations where a player may wish to use their spells for such purposes, let's say they're magic, their magical abilities for such purposes, they may be required to make a roll by their GM, most often using Vitaic arts. Let's say, most often using talents such as crafting, Vitaic arts, or technology, or biology. There we go. So in the case that someone wants to do some bullshit out of combat, we now basically say, hey, you're GM. Should this be a particularly difficult action, the GM may either set this roll to have a particularly high difficulty value, in parentheses DV, or may ask players to consume a number of spell slots, roughly equivalent to what a spell of a similar magnitude may require. There we go. Damn, we got a lot done tonight. So we started at how many fucking pages? 83, we're up to 87. How many words are we up to? 30K! Whoo, my God. Okay, at some point we crossed the 30K threshold. That's huge. You know what? Let's make it a moment. I get 5 of these every damn month, and half the time I forget to use them all. Let's start the month off nice and early. For those of you who are in chat, go claim your moment. It is just like clicking on the extra channel points. And you get a free little badge next to your name for however moments you got. And for some reason, I'm like the only motherfucker on Twitch who has access to this function. I don't know why no one else has this. Yeah, you got the badge. So if you stick around and get a shit ton of moments, you eventually can like get prettier ones that are like blue and purple. But I'm gonna keep it real. That seems like a lot of dedication that you would have to put in there. That seems like a lot of, and I'm not gonna ask that of anyone. What to do now? I mean, we just finished like 2 pretty big tasks. We've done all the blurbs for Magic Outside of Combat. We wrote the section on determining your personality and background. We wrote the section on Pure Blood Chassis, finished all that out. And my tummy hurts like a motherfucker. So I might have to call it here for the evening, I think. I don't want to overdo it, especially because I want to stream a couple other times this week. And for whatever reason, streaming is, like, rather draining. I don't know. I like it a lot. But I think I might want to find someone to raid. Who do I want to raid? Damn, there's a lot of people streaming tonight. There's a lot of fucking people streaming tonight. Oh my god. You know who I'm gonna raid? I'm going to raid my good friend, Tag the Otter. He is one of my bestest friends in the VTuber community, and also just kind of in general. And also I did his panels. When I send you guys over there, please go look at his panels. I did those and they're so pretty. No, like, genuinely, I fucking love the panels I made for him. I think they're some of my best work. Beep boop boop. Raid Tag the Otter. He is a fellow game dev. He's, like, great. And is playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice as well, which is, like, fucking somewhere in my backlog. It's somewhere in there. But until then, I would like to give a huge, huge, huge thank you to every single one of you who decided to pop in and hang out tonight. The fact that you choose to hang with me out of all the motherfuckers on the internet, out of all of them, it really does mean the world. It always does. It always fucking will. And, just fucking remember that. Now, with that being said, let's get that raid message. It's gonna be a real raid, and then do some motherfucking boogie boogie boogies. Pew 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 pew, we boogie boogie boogie. And that will be it. Use the emotes if you got them. Don't if you don't, although do consider picking them up and helping support the channel and, like, letting me get myself nice things. But that's enough out of me. You guys will know where to find me in the future, so long as you keep your eyes to the ground, because we will meet again. Peace out, my friends, and take care. Thank you for stopping by, and have a good fucking night! Bye-bye!